Hi, I'm Matt with Kewlmetal. This is our R&D Spyder, and today I'm going to walk you through installing the new Kewlmetal Performance Air Filter Kit. Now, this Spyder already has the stock air box removed. I've had the stock air box removed off this Spyder for quite some time, so I'm not going to go through taking that out. If you read through our instructions on the air box installation, there's a step-by-step on there on taking the stock air box out of your Spyder. You will have to take this top body panel off to remove your stock air box, and then you're going to take the idle air control hose off, which runs up here to the idle air control valve, which is right up inside here, and the 6 screws that screw the base to the throttle body and the top, and all of that comes out the right side of your Spyder. And once again, just read through the step-by-step instructions that come with your air box. And if you haven't bought a Kewlmetal Performance Air Box yet, you can just go on the website and click on the PDF instructions and read those. Now, I've already installed the vent line, the crankcase vent line, to the left rear cylinder. And this is the longer hose that comes with your Kewlmetal kit right here. And I've got it laying right here. And this is basically your kit, your bottom plate and your top plate and your air filter and your 4 8mm socket head screws. Now I've already got the 90-degree elbow for the crankcase vent installed, and this is going to go in with that elbow on the right side of your Spyder. And you can see how this crankcase vent is vented right down to the throat, and I've been running this, and there is absolutely no oil up under this top plate at all. All the oil gets sucked right down into the throat of the carburetor from the crankcase vent, so that's a good thing. Your air box is going to stay nice and clean. Now, I don't mention this in the instructions, but I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of RTV on this surface right here to just keep the oil from seeping out between the two parts and running down the side of my throttle body. I just noticed when I took off the test unit after about 600-800 miles on it that there was a lot of oil between the two parts. Hadn't started to leak out yet, but eventually it probably would. So, and I'm just going to use a really little bit of this high temp RTV on this surface. I really don't want it squeezing out all over the place, and just a little bit's going to do the job, so let's put that on there. And really, you don't have to do this step if you don't want to, or if you don't have the RTV. Once again, I just think that there's a possibility that over long term you're going to see a little oil come down the side of your throttle body potentially. I did not see that yet, but it sticks on there pretty good with that RTV. Alright, so just drop that on your crankcase vent elbow. Should be pointing back and a little bit down, just like that. And now we're going to take the 8mm socket heads, and we're going to put just a little bit of low strength Loctite on here. So I'm using just a little bit of blue Loctite. That's all you need. Let's go ahead and insert these. Now, your butterflies are closed tight up in there right now, but let's be real careful not to drop anything down in there. And definitely, if you do, you want to fish it out before you touch that throttle and open those butterflies. That would not be a good thing. So I'm just going to use a little 5mm Allen socket and a thumb wheel to get these started and snugged down by hand. As you can see, this is a really simple installation. The hardest thing is getting that stock air box out. It can be a bit of a pain, but it does come out the right side, like I said, and I really like not having the stock air box on my Spyder. One reason I have the cruise control, and when I take off the left body panel, I can see and have direct access to my cruise control linkage hookup, so I can really keep a close eye on it. It's something I like keeping a close eye on, and with the stock air box, you just can't even get to it. And so just to even look at that, I would have to take the stock air box out, which is such a royal pain that I would not want to be taking it in and out. Once to get rid of it and throw it in the trash can was enough. So we'll snug those down. Definitely do not need to over tighten these. So there's your 4 retaining screws. We take our crankcase vent line, slip it on there, snug down the hose clamp, and you know, here you just don't tighten it. I mean, that's not coming off of there, okay? You tighten it anymore and all you're doing is damaging the rubber hose. So these come pre-oiled. If they're pink, they're pre-oiled and they're good to go. Okay, now let's go ahead and take our air filter and our top plate, and once again we're going to use a little low strength Loctite on this 60 millimeter hex head, 60 millimeter long 6 millimeter hex head screw, and then we're going to put it all together like that and then slide the whole thing in all at once, just like that. And there's not a lot of room to work up here. On top you can see the hex head up in there. So as you can see, there's not a whole lot of room above that hex head bolt, but there's just enough to get your box wrench in there. And if you've got a ratcheting box wrench like this, just get up in there and crank that baby down. The ratcheting wrench makes it a lot easier. And once this starts to snug up, you know, don't over tighten it. You just be scrunching your paper filter and just get it snug, and then your Loctite will do the rest as far as keeping it from coming loose on you. So I can feel it starting to snug up now. Give it a few more partial turns, and I need to use the open end for the last couple. And there you go. Okay, now one last thing before buttoning this up is we're going to put this foam filter using a nylon tie to secure it in place on the idle air control valve, which is this little fitting right up in here, and where you remove the hose that went to the stock air box. So just take your nylon tie and get it started. And put it on like that. Pick it up in here, slide it on, snug it down, and take some snippers, cut off the excess. Get that out of there, and there you have it. Idle air control valve filter, and now you're done. Just put your body panels back on and you're good to go.